experts delivering reliable, crystal clear connections. We go beyond customer service with local teammates and no robots for a hassle-free experience. We go beyond value, offering transparent prices with no contracts, hidden fees, or data caps. We even go beyond our office doors by working, hiring, volunteering, and living in the communities we serve. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at allofiber.com.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Authentic Mexican food is not always easy to find, but you can find it in Lincoln at Tacos Los Hermanos. Their birria tacos are worth the drive from anywhere in town, but their chicken, chorizo, al pastor, and asada tacos are also worth the trip. You can also try any of those meats in a burrito or quesadilla. You won't find a better toppings bar in the area or better dessert options. If you can't get there, don't worry, they do deliver as well. Stop by Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock Streets in Lincoln. Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essink.
All right, welcome into the Fitness Fanatics. It is Sunday, May 11th, and it is Mother's Day, not just here in Lincoln, but all over the world. It's Mother's Day. I was going to say here in Lincoln, but Mother's Day everywhere, so happy Mother's Day. If we have any moms out there listening today.
I mean, is it Mother's Day like in Europe? I don't know.
Yeah, if you want to get specific with time zones, sure.
Right.
I mean, should be.
But does other countries celebrate Mother's Day, or is that just a United States thing?
Oh, that's a great question.
I know.
I feel like a little research could have been done on that.
Or we can just look it up right now. But we got a crowd today outside.
Yep, we have a live audience.
Oh, you got a decent crowd.
Uh-huh.
Yep. We got 4.
They're not here to see us. They're here to see our guest.
Well, there's a lawn chair.
Look, Sam came prepared. She has her chair to sit out front.
What's with the? Did you guys tell people to bring the lawn chairs today, or what is going on?
No, it's Molly's family. So
okay.
Yeah. It's part of their Mother's Day apparently.
A bit there.
So we're joined in studio. We have a Farrell's member, Farrell's instructor, Farrell's coach, mom of 3,
Farrell's legend,
mother of 3, wife, business owner,
our hairdresser.
Yep, she cuts my hair.
True.
So Harrison, when my hair looks really nice, like I just got a haircut this week. You can't tell because I'm wearing a hat.
Yeah.
That
Molly
one day
does that.
the one day without the hat, you just get a haircut.
I can't remember if I had or not when we had our sleep doctor in here.
You were feeling good.
Look nice.
You're feeling good about yourself that day.
Trying to look professional.
Everyone.
Yeah, no hat, no just a nice shirt, good
I
look.
just got a haircut.
Maybe I did.
Okay.
Well, when you see it, this is who does it.
Yep.
and general hair removal from the neck up really is.
Which is one of the favorite things she likes to do, Harrison. She's puts wax in my ears and then just rips it out. And she loves it.
Another thing.
It's not the pain thing. It's that by the time you're due for a haircut, I'm like, I can't even look at you right now. Like,
it drives her nuts. So Molly Peterson, I didn't even say her name. Molly Peterson is in studio with us for the full 2 hours. So we're going to talk,
She's also returning. She hosted one time with me when you were gone.
She did, but the show really wasn't about her.
I know.
Right?
Yeah. Just saying. She's been on before.
So that's what we're going to make it about today. Because we want to talk about, this is something I can relate to, but being a mom. And
you can relate.
I can't, I said.
Oh, okay.
I cannot relate to being a mom.
Didn't sound like you said that.
No, I did. I cannot relate to it. So we're gonna showcase moms. We've got Molly's mom is outside watching the show
She
today.
Cute?
Yes,
she's adorable.
And who knows? Maybe sometime in the next 2 hours we'll bring Molly's mom in. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Might be something we could do. Might be fun.
She's not listening because she just smiled at me.
Well,
she didn't hear that.
So when you sit outside, they're gonna have to turn it on. Like you can't hear it outside, so they have to turn it on YouTube or the app or find it out there somewhere. So, but anyway, so happy Mother's Day to
Sam
everybody.
has it on.
Okay, good. So now they're listening and watching. Okay, good. So we want to give a shout out to the moms. I just want to tell a quick story, about my mom. So kind of what my mom, so my parents got, this is going to go in a good direction. So my parents got divorced when I was 3. I have no recollection of them being married ever. I think one of my early recollections was actually her moving out. You have like bits and pieces of stuff that you remember when you're that young. But the one thing that my mom instilled in me, and not really anything that she kind of forced down my throat or anything, but just something that I watched as a kid growing up. She lived by herself. She lived in a couple of apartments and then bought her own house. And the one thing that I always admired about my mom growing up was her work ethic. She was a waitress. She worked 2 jobs. She worked 60, 70 hours a week. And I lived with her for a few years when I was like 3rd and 4th grade. And that was my wild youth days where I did some.
You were a menace.
Like I smoked cigarettes, Harrison,
grade.
4th grade, stole my brother's cigarette. I was like,
really did that in 4th grade.
I did. And that's the only time I ever smoked. And then my dad found out about it, and then I never wanted what happened to happen again to me. So I kind of just scared it out of me. But no,
you're scared straight.
I don't even think I inhaled. I just stole my brother's cigarettes and smoked in 4th grade.
How old are you in 4th grade?
You're like, you'd be like 8 or 9. 10 maybe.
What's the lead up? Is this like peer pressure to be like
it's
kids,
just some of my my buddies. They're like, oh, let's just do this. You have the candy cigarettes, and then you
Okay.
People are tuning in like
The gateway.
yeah.
The gateway cigarette. The gateway cigarette.
People are tuning in like, is this a health show where we're talking about smoking in fourth grade? No, but so something I always kind of admired about my mom just was her work ethic. And my brother did live with her, so supporting him. And, I only got to see her. I didn't see her very much growing up just because I saw her like on Sundays, and she worked Sunday morning. So it's like she worked Saturday night. So I didn't really get to see her, but I just always admired her work ethic. And I always remember her saying, well, I work Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. Like she worked all the time. And so the work ethic that I got from her was something that I always admired and always stuck with me. And that was something that Nicole and I tried to teach our kids was a good work ethic. Because I always thought, if you're a hard worker, you're going to be successful in life. Like, doesn't matter if you go to college, it doesn't matter. If you work hard, you're going to be successful. And we see those same things in our daughter. She is and our son, they're both hard workers. Katie works at Bryan Hospital. She's just a hard worker.
Yep.
So that's something that my mom always instilled in me that we've kind of passed down to our kids. And she's not doing so well now. She'll be 78 this year, next Sunday actually, next Saturday, which will be in Des Moines.
I keep forgetting that there's a whole week. I keep skipping this whole next week for some reason in my brain.
Yeah, next weekend we won't be in studio. Crystal and Kelly will be here with the Lincoln Southwest girls soccer coach and some players. So it's going to be pretty cool. So they will be here next week. But so we're going to be in Iowa next weekend, and so I'll see my mom on her birthday. But she's in a kind of a memory care unit in Waukee, so I don't see her very much. But so that's kind of the story about my mom. So something she always instilled in me. And then some of the sayings she'd say, like shape up or ship out. I remember that. She'd call me Buster Brown all the time.
Oh, okay.
And one cool, our daughter's getting ready to move out in a couple weeks. She's getting her own apartment. And Nicole was just talking to her yesterday about what her boyfriend's parents should get them and stuff. And then she's like, well, now remember at Christmas, it's always a good time to get toilet paper. And so that's something that my mom always gave us for Christmas was socks.
I thought you were saying toilet paper.
No,
she does.
I'm like,
she does give us toilet paper.
Oh yeah,
she did. Oh, when we were very first married, especially we would get a box full of like cereal. Oh my gosh, so much cereal.
Yep. Cereal, toothpaste.
Yep.
Deodorant,
toilet paper, paper towels.
I thought you meant like as a child.
No, this is as we were married.
Okay.
Now that
ration this.
Yeah, like peanut butter, all kinds of stuff. You're just like, this is awesome.
Always peanut butter, yeah.
So something I've missed, because she's been in the nursing home, and something I've missed, over the last couple of years are her Christmas gifts of
you
literally
just had to buy your own socks like 2 weeks ago for the first time.
First time I bought socks in like 30 years.
Your whole life, probably.
Because my mom would just get me 30 pairs of socks for Christmas. Like I still have socks that I wear now that she got me like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It took me like when I got down to Lincoln in 2018. It was 20. Yeah, it's probably like a couple of years ago, 23. I was first time I had to go get underwear for myself.
Yeah, right.
Which is like a crazy experience to have in my 20s.
What size do I wear?
Yeah.
Do I try this on?
And I was like, wow, my mom did a lot for me.
Right. You have a dressing room. I can try this underwear on. I mean, can I try this on?
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's just, a couple things about my mom. Harrison, I know you always have some good stories to share about your mom. So I don't know if she's listening or not today, but any things that she kind of, instilled in you, whether she told you over and over again, or just something that you took note of growing up as a kid that now you kind of have those same traits that you use today.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of the same stuff. It's just like her work ethic. Now you got me almost tripping up on that.
Tongue twister.
Yeah. She was just really tough too. I'll never forget. She was working up in Yankton, which isn't too far from my hometown, as well as just we're living on the farm at that time. So pretty much 2 jobs. And she must have, I can't remember if she stepped on a nail or if it was just like a small cut and turned into just like a little small infection, whatever, tape it up, ends up somehow moving up. And then she can't see out of her eye one day. So she puts just like a patch over it. And she's like, all right, on to, work and everything. And it gets to the point where my dad's like, you can't see out of your eye. We need to go to the emergency room. And she's like, well, I didn't really want to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, can't
Peak
see.
mom behavior.
And I get her there. And the doctor's like, you would have lost your eye completely. Thank God you got here when you did. And so I don't know what her pain tolerance is, but it's got to be really good. So yeah, just like her toughness, work ethic. So I'll maybe that's where I get my calmness from, because I still don't know how she handled that and just even keel about it the whole
puts
time.
an eye patch on.
Yeah, maybe she's just doing it in
Guess
front of
that
the
one
kids.
doesn't work anymore. It's fine.
Yeah.
Do another one.
So I'll never forget that. That's me, especially like the older I get. It just like blows my mind how cool she was about that.
That's awesome.
Now, Molly, what about you? Now, your mom's out here listening. Do you have any?
I mean, definitely
No pressure.
work ethic, and she was fairly young when she had us, and I'm a twin, and I have an older sister. So at 23, she had 3 kids, and then 9 years later, she decided we'll try that again. So and there she is. She's waving, and she had my little sister, and I have an older child, and he's 10, and then my twins are about to be 8, and so the same sort of thing. And I remember when she had told us about, oh, we didn't know we were having twins until I was in labor, and I'm standing there pregnant, and I'm like,
how did you not know?
Yeah. And she's like, well, I was 23. Well, I was 38, So I'm like, well, I guess there's a bit of a difference there, but
you couldn't feel like 4
That's
feet kicking in there.
right. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know how she did it, but she's been a school teacher for a long time. And, she's always been so great with kids. And I don't know how she did it either. Both of my parents, were our public servants. My dad was a police officer for a number of years, and then he went on to work for the government before he retired. And my mom just retired a couple years ago. She just turned 70 this last October.
Yeah.
And she's only been retired like 2 years, because she's like, oh, I'll teach as long as they'll let me, and then she decided it was time to spend more time with grandkids. But she's always been like the favorite teacher. She was catching up with some former students, and and this kid, and he's got like 7 PhDs. And I said, I wonder how many PhDs your former students have.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
right.
so
she was
cool.
an elementary school teacher, and
Mhm.
she's always been a huge reading advocate. And of course, I mean, she's my mom. I think she's the best. So, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people think that too. So, just work ethic and family time, and really, not trying to worry too much about the things that don't matter.
Yeah. Well,
And she's still the phone call I make when I really don't know what to do. And of course, these years it sounds different. She's like, well, what do you think? You're an adult human. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, how is that possible? But she's always been a good source of guidance, and instilled that in all of us. We're a tight family group.
it's kind of cool
Obviously.
Obviously.
that she knew how to handle twins,
Yeah.
so she could give you her wisdom on
Yeah.
handling twins.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I know several fall apart moments. Of course, weird that I would fall apart, but she when she was talking to me one day, I was pregnant. I was really mad about something, and she's like, "Okay, well, let's think of it in this way." Very good mom, calm voice. And I looked at her and I said, "You just need to let me be mad about this right now." And she was like, "All right, okay, Like,
Yeah.
okay." No pregnancy hormones here, I said. But, yeah. So definitely just her ability to kind of shift and try to and really stay calm, but also alert us when we knew things were serious or dire, or needed to step up. And I was remembering the injury thing that you were just talking about. She was pushing my little sister on like a swing at the park, and Sam was maybe 4, so I would have been adolescent. And she was trying to stop Sam on the swing, and she reached for the swing and it was chain link, and
Oh,
she got her pinky
Oof.
stuck in a chain link,
Mhm.
and the swing kept going. And
Mm.
Sam was pretty adamant about maybe not getting off the swing, which didn't help things. But when she pulled her pinky out, it was like an S. Like she goes, "No, I think it's okay." Like it's just she's like kind of like
Trying to
touching it, like I
move
think
it
it's gonna
back.
be all right. And Maggie and I are looking at my twin sister, are looking at, we're like, "Mom, that's broken." You know,
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor, but looks kind of broken.
Fingers aren't
And
supposed to go that way.
yeah, she had it set, and it's still she's played the piano her whole life, and I remember she had to wear a brace on there for a long
Mhm.
time because it was broken, and she'd play the piano and be like clink clink when she'd hit it with that brace every
Yeah.
once in a while. She painted like a pinky nail on it and stuff. So. But yeah, it was just like, no, I think it'll be all right. We have things to do, but she did end up going into the doctor for that one to have it set.
Yeah.
Fitting, but
Before we go to break, so I talked earlier about how my parents got divorced, which means I was blessed to have two moms. So I can't leave this segment without talking about my stepmom. That was pretty much my stepmom for my whole life since I don't even remember when my stepmom's name was Nancy, and say was because she passed away in 2009. It's been almost 16 years coming up in September. So they got married when I was not even 5, maybe.
You remember the wedding?
No.
That's weird. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't remember the wedding
I wonder if
at all.
Andrea does.
She probably blocked it out of her memory, I think. But anyway, so, things that, I take from her was, when you have two families that go together and, you go from 3 kids to 7 kids. So we always kind of joke, we were kind of like the Brady Bunch, where Nancy had 3 daughters. My dad had 3 sons and a sister.
Yeah.
Which we called her Alice. Which she did not like at all.
Or
Yep,
no,
Tam.
you called Tam Alice, your sister.
Yep. Which she did not like, and she's still probably upset about it today.
I'm shocked. I've never
45
heard her
years
talk
later
about that.
Yeah, I think that just ruined her whole life, but she was known as Alice. But anyway,
I didn't know that story at all.
Yeah, so just something, she was the one who, she was more of the she was the cook, right? So we had the family dinners that we sat around the table. I remember every Sunday after church, we'd come home, we'd have breakfast for lunch, bacon, eggs, pancakes. That was kind of our Sunday brunch, I would just kind of say. And then, there's some food that she made that I still make today, lasagna, homemade pizza, just stuff like mac and cheese, stuff like that, just.
And there's some meals that she made that you will never make, and that was also core memories, right?
Yeah, tater tot casserole. No, never again.
And even when you do make it, it's never as good.
No, it's not. It's not. Well, it's never as good too, because when your mom does it, you don't do the labor, right? You just get to sit down and eat, and that's it. You're done. Or like when we'd go camping, right? Because there's those things that I think we're all kind of in the same boat, and everybody's listening, that takes your parents for granted when you're younger, right? Like, Nancy was the one who did all my laundry growing up, made all my meals growing up, did all the grocery shopping. Like, you just come in, you open the door, oh, there's my cereal, right? You don't have to think about it. And that's something our daughter is going to get ready to experience when she's out on her own here in a few weeks.
Yep.
But when you move out and you move on your own, you start to look back and reflect, and you're like, man, that your parents, they do so much for you that you just take for granted, because we all know what we're doing when we're teenagers, right? We got it.
At least that's what we tell ourselves.
Yeah. What did they know? What?
It's also like the skills they have too. You really appreciate. Like, it's not, on Father's Day, but on Father's Day, I'll talk about all the times my car got looked at, and him helping me with that. But for recipes, like, did you guys have a recipe book? Because that's
she did, and I believe my sister has that.
See, my mom eyeballs everything. So when you ask her about certain recipes, it's like, so even trying to get that part, it's like, man, it should have maybe just cooked with her a few times so I could figure it out, because some of those recipes are going to be a lost art. And then so shout out to my mom for all those. I'll always miss a lot of those. Like her fried chicken, she'd do everything from scratch. she couldn't give me the recipe. She just like eyeballs all the ingredients. It's crazy.
Yep.
That's kind of like me with kickboxing classes. Like, I never write anything down. And I thought, if I had been writing all these classes that I've taught over the last 18 years in a book somewhere, like,
or multiple books, or like Molly and I.
Yeah, like, or like Bridget, who just stopped being an instructor. She'd been instructing for a decade plus in Lincoln. She had just this giant binder and gave it to Charles. It was just like, here you go. And he's like, there's just pages and pages of workouts and classes. And he was just like, man, this is like the Bible right here. Like, she's week 1, week 2. I don't know if he's looked through it or, but just like,
that's
here you go. Here's 10 years worth of workouts. So, but that's like with the recipes, it's just like, you throw in some this and that. And it's like, gosh, how did they do that?
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's just crazy. Nicole, anything?
I just think listening to Harrison talk about that, about just moms, it reminds me of how, like, I know Katie looks at stuff like that too, where she'll come to me with questions and stuff, and I find out an answer for her, and so I think sometimes you look at your parents and you think, like, how do they know everything as you get older?
When you get older, when you're younger, they don't know anything.
Yeah, as you get older. But I don't think that she understands the pressure that I feel to be that to her. So it's like extra important to me. Like, if Jeff asks me for something, I'm going to work harder to figure something out for my kids than I am for Jeff. So it's like, I think that's a big part of parenting that you really take for granted when you're a kid too. Like, you think your parents know everything, and I don't know any more than she does. I just maybe have I'm able to have the resources to find the answer. And I'm like, well, let's keep trying until we figure it out. But I do feel pressure every time because I know that that's how she sees me.
Well, I think that's important too, though. My kids, obviously they're not teenagers, but they'll ask me a question. I'll go, I don't know. Well, let's find out together, and they understand that, mom isn't infallible. Like, she doesn't necessarily know everything. And I think it showcases to them that you're willing to learn with them and be flexible in those ways. And and that you're just a human being too,
Yep. And you're just a resource for them.
Yep.
Which, Katie knows I don't know everything, but I'm going to figure it out for her.
And it's okay to say that you don't know everything.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's try this.
And the thing about moms too, and I know this is how it is in our house. It's probably this way in your house, is like, where do the kids go for an answer, right? Yeah. They don't go to dad.
No.
They don't go to me.
So once
they go to Nicole.
Story from my childhood. I don't talk about my childhood very often. It's not the greatest, but this was a funny story because I did step on a nail when I was a kid. We lived out in the country, and we had all these it was not a working farm, but it had a chicken coop and stuff like that, but we didn't have animals. And so I was dinking around in the chicken coop with my friend Missy, and I stepped over in something, and I stepped on a nail, and I knew I did immediately. And I was like, go get my mom. And Missy ran straight past my dad. My dad was in the garage. Just ran straight past him to go get my mom. And she did. She was so calm in that situation because I have this nail, and it was in like a 2x4. The nail was. And it's just one of those things, how moms can be so calm sometimes, because she was like, okay, lift up your foot. And I did. And she just, boom, stood on the 2x4 and just yanked it right out. And I was like, I was freaking out, and Missy was freaking out, and she was so calm. But it was funny because you said that, because my dad talks about how she was like a freaking flash flying by.
You're nailed to a board.
Yeah, I know.
I always make the joke because I ran around barefoot all the time. And put your shoes on. Put your shoes on. So one day I come out to our back lot, which had kind of that stuff in it, had my shoes on, stepped on a nail immediately. Because I was like, well, I'm wearing shoes.
I can do whatever
right?
I want.
Yeah, exactly. So
All right. Well, we're going to go to break. So stay with us here. We'll be right back. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Have an anniversary coming up? I've got you covered. Celebrate your love with the timeless elegance of jewelry. This anniversary, give the gift of sapphires, emeralds, rubies, or gold. Find the perfect piece that reflects the beauty and depth of your commitment. Whether it's your first anniversary or your 50th, surprise your loved one with a gem as beautiful and rare as she is. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Make sure you tune in every Saturday from 11 to 12 for all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman. Learn how the game of youth football has grown in and around the capital city with coaches, athletic directors, and league commissioners telling you all about it. It's all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman every Saturday from 11 to noon right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Make your move fun and easy with the help of Movers and Shakers. Movers and Shakers is homegrown, female-led, and ready to help make your transition to a new space as seamless as possible. They excel at residential and commercial moving jobs, as well as offer home cleanouts and junk removal services. Moving into a new place is stressful enough, so let Movers and Shakers ease the transition. Give them a call today at 712-899-6265 or book your move online at www.moversandShakersNE.com today.
It pays to participate in LES Peak Rewards. You can earn a $25 gift card when you enroll your qualified smart thermostat in the program. Help curb electric demand and sign up today at les.com/peak rewards.
Why wait for fall? Deer season is here now at Landmark Implement. Through June 2nd, get up to $3,000 off select John Deere compact utility tractors or Gator XUVs, or choose 0% APR financing on the hard-working 4044M, 2 Series, 3D, and 3E compact utility tractors or full-size Gator models. There's never been a better time to get behind the wheel of a Deere. Hurry into Landmark Implement today and take advantage of these offers and experience the Landmark difference.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger, and you can get started now by saving when you join today. We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need, and you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Find your nearest club and join today. Deal ends Friday, May 16th.
See Home Club for details.
On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
The goal for those coming on the road, let's go get that first one. And then here's what'll happen. There'll be you'll kind of be lackadaisical. Instead of keeping that energy, why not too? Instead of keeping that energy, you'll probably see just a little bit more ease of play. Because in the psyche, we did what we came to do.
Every weekday from 3 to 5 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Fitness Fanatics, our Mother's Day episode 2025. So we're joined in studio by one of our instructors, members at Farrell's over at the Meadow Lane Gym, Molly Peterson. If you're watching on the stream, if ever Harrison goes an outside shot, we got her family out here watching, her mom, her two sisters, her nephews out there watching outside. It's nice they're in the shade, which is good. So I always feel like when anybody watches, we're like on Good Morning America, right? Like people are in the window just looking in. Oh,
now they've heard you.
we're like zoo animals, right?
He's showing them.
Okay.
Yeah. So they see themselves. They can see
Oh,
themselves.
okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. So we appreciate them coming out.
Yep.
All right, Molly. So we want our listeners to get to know you a little bit. So we always like to ask our guests to find out where you grew up, what school, like high school you went to, and then your what sports you played growing up.
Okay. Well, I grew up in Carlton. My parents actually still live there. And if you go really far south from York, about 50 miles, it's in that area, Thayer County. Carlton was a population of 160 when I was growing up, and it had a kindergarten through 6th grade school. My mother taught 4th, 5th, and 6th grade.
Okay.
All subjects. And she was also, I think I just talked about her playing the piano. So she helped the kindergarten, 1st grade teacher with the music program. So a woman of many talents. And she was like the head teacher because we didn't really have principal or administration staff on site. So she was kind of the head woman in charge.
So how many kids were in class? Like how many kids were in like a 4th grade class?
Well, like my class was a total of 5 students.
And you and Maggie
I have
were
a
2
twin
of them.
sister. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I think in her classroom, the average was around maybe 10 to 15 students total for all 3 grades. So, 30-ish kids in the entire school.
Which, if you think of like, wouldn't that be awesome if all schools were like that?
Yeah. Yeah. You knew everybody.
Like 15 kids in the class. Like,
yeah.
I mean, that would be great if we could do that now.
Well, and it led to different things. Like we always had, we did things like modern woodman essay and speech contests, which were for 5th and 6th graders. But if you're a 4th grader and you're in the same classroom, then she was just like, well, it's good practice for a 4th grader
Right.
to research and write a paper then,
Mhm.
or research and write and memorize a speech. So we had a lot of experience with some of those things, just being in proximity to older grades. And I think, a lot of that, really helped the Carlton students shine because then you had to kind of pick a high school. And there were a few towns that people went to, Bruning, Davenport, Shickley, but I went to high school in Hebron. So now Carlton is a town of 90 and they closed that school a number of years ago. The Carlton school. So everybody kind of has to just go to a different town.
Right.
The town's much, much smaller. Hebron is now also consolidated. So I graduated in 1996 and I think Samantha was in the first freshman class at Thayer Central when it became Thayer Central. And that consolidated then at Chester, Hubble, Byron, and Hebron. And so that's the high school that you would know now would be Thayer Central.
I'm pretty sure Caitlin, one of our instructors, now teaches in Hebron.
Oh. Yeah. Caitlin Long.
Caitlin.
Yep.
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 So she lives down there.
Yep. So that's right. I remember her for being from down there, or moving down there.
Yeah.
In junior high and high school, I participated in volleyball, basketball, track, and softball. So kind of all the sports. When I was much younger, we had a Carlton t-ball and softball team. And so I played softball for, probably a good 12 years.
Yeah.
Every summer was just synonymous with softball. And then when we got into the sporting communities had like basketball camps and volleyball camps. So you had all that experience when you were in elementary school. And then as we went into junior high school, we actually had sports teams and competed against other schools. So those were all my athletics. I don't know that I remember any big, bright and shining moments. I wasn't like the star athlete, but I was just, athletic and kind of just did all the sports because you really could, and being up here in Lincoln where it's like, oh, you have to get on this select team and do this if they want to play in high school. And my son plays for Junior Salt Dogs for baseball, and they have about 16 games a summer. And that's kind of around the level that I played softball at. And I'm like, so what's so wrong with this? Why can't we just be engaged at that level in all the athletics and still be very active? But, how many of these kids, are actually going to go on to play at a college level? That's not really what I'm in it for.
Right.
I'm in it for them to be active. So, yeah.
Not very many.
That's hard.
Yeah, not many. Yeah.
What was your favorite sport to play? Was it softball?
Volleyball.
Oh, volleyball. Okay.
Well, softball was up there for sure. Those were, if you asked me in volleyball season, it was volleyball. If you asked me in softball season, it was softball,
Yeah.
But I definitely think I was a better softball player than volleyball player. So,
like what position did you play softball? Were you pitcher?
Catcher and first base.
Okay.
Yeah. Catcher and first base almost exclusively. My twin sister was a pitcher, so that worked out well for us. We were always out throwing the ball. She was pitching. I was
yeah,
catching.
that's cool.
So, yeah, we kind of did that in all the sports. She pitched, I caught. In volleyball, she was a setter. Maggie was a setter, and I was a middle blocker. And then in basketball, she was more of a ball handler, point guard, and I was a post because I was taller.
Yeah.
So
I played one career softball game, and they put me. And this has to go with like how kind of cool catchers are, right? So I was catcher for the softball game. It was slow pitch softball. I was watching I watched some of the Nebraska softball games over the weekend at the Big Ten, or this last week.
Yeah.
And watching Jordy Ball pitch. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like catching, like being a catcher has to be terrifying. Like for me anyway.
Yeah.
Because the ball's coming so fast, you gotta like know where to catch. But so there was one play where some guy just whipped it in the outfield because somebody was running home. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I drop this? And I still remember the impact it hit in my glove and just like, wham, how bad that hurt. And the throw was late. So, I mean, I wasn't able to tag him out, but I just remember how scared I was with that baseball flying to home plate.
Was that before or after you whiffed when you were up?
Same game.
I know, before or after.
I don't know, but
maybe your hand was injured.
It could have been because I was 0 for 4.
So your timing was off.
0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in slow pitch softball is my career stats.
And you were just subbing, and they never asked you back again.
No, and I was young, like 20, and I was still terrible. I haven't played ever since. So if we ever had like a Farrell's softball match, which would be kind of fun.
No, people get hurt playing softball.
Well, they do. I'd probably get hurt.
Grown people, I know.
No, Kristen just got her playing volleyball, hurt her neck. I'm like, yeah, people hardly never get injured doing Farrell's. It's always
I'll say that
you get injured out doing something you shouldn't be doing, like playing volleyball when you're 40.
It's fine. It's just, I know that's what happens because we feel like we're young again.
We do, yes.
That goes to the competitive spirit, though.
Right.
If you're 40 and you're playing a sport and you're not getting hurt, are you doing it right?
That's true.
Are you actually wanting to win?
Yeah. The softball, though, I think sometimes it's maybe the alcohol that's involved too.
We didn't do a lot of drinking in the 16 and under leagues. Before
You
that,
didn't?
but no, it wasn't allowed.
Maybe
It was weird.
after.
No.
What mom's listening. We gotta.
No, I was
keep
not
that under
a
wraps.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you did not want to be around that. So, Catching didn't bother me at all. I took a few grounders, to the face in practices out in the infield. And so even like now I coach my son's team. I've coached Leo's team since he was in T-ball and he's 10 now. And the boys, they're in kid pitch. I don't want to catch. I'm scared. And I'm like, you're protected. You wear all this equipment. You're fine, and you're a part of every play. And then as they got into last season, more and more of them wanted to catch because they're like, you're not bored behind the plate.
Yeah,
you're
you
know what's going on. You're learning so much about the game behind the plate too. And you got to break in your hand, for sure with those throws. I was just talking about, I have one of my knuckles here on the inside of my hand. I remember having to break in that pad of my hand catching pitches.
Yeah.
And I'd break all the blood vessels in it. And then it would just kind of go numb for the season. And I was fine. And now it's like it's got this big lump on the, like, I wonder what that's from.
Yeah,
and then I was
so weird.
catching baseballs at practice the other day. I'm like, oh, that's what it's from. Yeah. So.
See, and you could tell the kids, right? Look at my hand.
Yeah.
This is what I used to do. Now quit crying about your hand hurting.
Yeah.
Let's break some blood vessels.
Like, you have a mitt. You're fine.
Don't worry about the arthritis that will settle in someday.
It's going to come anyway, probably from video games.
That's true.
You're doing that. You might as well get it from
You tell them you used to catch barehanded. That's what you should say. Listen, you guys.
Back in my day, we
didn't have mitts. I just caught with my bare hand.
They are at the age where, the coach, us coaches will throw a ball, just toss a ball to us and we'll catch them bare hand. They're like, oh, and I'm like, it's not a big deal, guys. It wasn't like a hard throw, but we like to act tough. But we're all far too old to do anything too crazy during practice.
I kind of wish like Ben is huge baseball fan. And he didn't really like show an interest in baseball until like 4 or 5 years ago.
It was through video games.
Yeah, through video
through
games.
actual playing.
No,
So
he'd
he
play
never played baseball.
But I think like, I mean, it would have been cool if he would have. Like, I think if he could be like, yeah, I wish I could start playing when I was younger. But he never showed an interest. Like, just didn't really care about sports at all. So our kids never really did any. And I kind of looking back, like, with our schedules at the gyms and stuff, it's like, especially now, like we wouldn't really have time to do anything for that. But so we kind of missed that. But I would have been the parent that would have been like on a YouTube video, like getting after it with somebody.
Yeah, you
like.
might
So
have
Katie did play basketball when she was like in second, third grade, maybe first, second, third grade at the YMCA in Altoona. And I'd sit there and watch these games and they like didn't keep score. And it would drive me nuts. Like, cause I'm all about winning and losing. That's me. That's my mentality. Like if I'm playing something, I'm playing to win, not to just have fun. Like when we used to go play tennis, she didn't want to keep score. Well, let's just hit the ball back and forth. Like that's not in me to do that.
So you're one of the coaches where you're like second graders and you're just like, no, we're keeping the starters in.
That's what I was. Well, I wasn't the coach. I was just in the stands. But like I remember, I would tell Katie, like, it's about winning and losing.
Like after the game,
and then she'd tell her coach that. And my dad said that it's about winning. But it would like that was me in second, like. I can't imagine how I would have been. I would have been a parent.
Well, I'm
that.
definitely competitive by nature, as you two well know.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you are a parent, especially a mother, you want your kids to have fun doing competitive things.
Yes.
Like the
true.
fun part needs to come first. Otherwise, if you take them, if this is their free time,
right,
and you want them to choose to do something athletic or active with it, how is it different from school if you make it restricted to only if you're good at it?
Right.
Right. And I mean, they're gonna kind of tear around. I mean, we try to get it serious when we're doing practice and stuff, but it happens. I coached my other son's soccer game and it was hot yesterday and they all came out and they're hot and they're tired. And I was like, do you guys want some water on the back of your neck? And delicately pouring water and then eventually just drenching all 5 of them and just get out there and play now, like have
that's
fun.
enough
And
babying.
then they just, and they love that, they love just trying to let go of the game a little bit and just go out there and kick the ball. And I'm like, do you want to peak as an 8-year-old soccer player?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Peaking is for later. Right now, just do your best. Have a good time.
That's true.
I'm hoping when our future grandkids are in sports that I will have learned.
You will.
You will.
Because I think I have grown and evolved a little bit over the last 20 some years.
Yes.
But and it's funny too, because like I see, your kids are in all this stuff, and I'm just like, gosh, as you drive them around this and that, and I'm like, there's moms out at the softball fields all day today, right?
Baseball,
Watching their kids
soccer.
play baseball. And I'm just like,
On Mother's Day.
I was like, that just was never really our life.
Yeah.
But then now I'm like thinking, like when we have grandkids, I'm gonna be like, oh, you need to put the grandson in this sport and that sport, and I'll drive them around, like, right? Because I got like my second chance.
Well, you were
be
younger
like that.
parents than I was.
Yeah,
we're
we were,
the
yeah.
same age, and
Yeah.
my children are 2nd and 4th grade, just finishing those up, and your kids are like your youngest is about to go off to college.
I
So
know.
it's like it's a much different
Yeah.
understanding. I can't say that I would not have been a competitive soul if
Yeah.
I was coaching 10 years ago
Yeah.
or
Yes.
15 years ago,
Right,
but definitely some
Very
things
true.
come along with maturity. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to go to break. Stay with us here. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street.
Hey, I like your new car.
Thanks.
Could you stop at this coffee shop? I need a cup of joe.
Press that little red button.
Hey, an entire coffee machine just came out of your dashboard.
Yep.
More things should be built in, like the multiplier in Mega Millions from your Nebraska Lottery. It's one of the new enhancements to the game, along with bigger jackpots and better odds.
Oh, that coffee is a little strong.
Press the blue button.
What's that?
Cream dispenser.
$5 Mega Millions top prize odds, 1 in 290 million.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more. At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Memorial Day is coming up quickly, and you know what that means. Grilling season. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? A dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning get you ready for grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble it so your grill can look and perform its best. Visit their website at huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
It pays to participate in LES Peak Rewards. You can earn a $25 gift card when you enroll your qualified smart thermostat in the program. Help curb electric demand and sign up today at les.com/peak rewards.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back here. We just probably have about 100 seconds here on this segment, a little bit longer than the last one.
No, we can talk about how Charles and Sam have tried to take over the Facebook stream.
All right,
talking about a softball. It's our instructors. So that's all we need.
Well,
is our instructors out there getting hurt?
This might be something we have to plan.
No, are you not listening?
No, because I think it will be fun. I think it'd be a fun team building.
Well, that
exercise, have fun team building thing.
Gets hurt because I'm not competitive. I would never like whatever that slide, or I don't do that stuff. But
I have no idea how to slide into a baseball.
Sliding is a safety.
I have no idea how to slide.
You guys are fitness, and like Walmart has softball.
It's not hard.
I have not played a softball game since I was 20.
I don't think you understand how competitive some of our members are.
Okay, you
I was 0 for 4 with 3
we're
strikeouts.
Doing this too.
I know, but
I've never
Harrison's
played.
like, how can you not play softball? I'm just like, because I'm bad at it. I don't think anybody would want me on their team.
Also, Harrison, you're talking from a 25-year-old version of yourself, but when you're in your 40s. And
late
50s, like you are, the competitive heart is there, but the competitive body,
but the joints and body parts are not.
Yeah. And it's almost even worse when, like, we do have the strength and the stamina to do it. You know,
we
like,
do.
It's almost even worse because you can go harder because you are in shape. But then, yes, you're just capacity for recovery.
And you forget, like, the fainting goat leg that I had that time.
I did not forget.
Yeah, you forget about those things until you take that step, and then you just are on the floor.
Right. So that's a no from me.
I wouldn't even know how to find a baseball field to
Keller.
like. So if anybody,
I know all about that. I'm a coach. I know.
We need to get this done sometime this summer.
Corey said, "Remember Molly's last stand at dodgeball last year?
I
They
do
got
remember
competitive at dodgeball.
I think it would be a blast.
Not a league, maybe just a game.
like on Saturday afternoon,
we'll
the instructors can get together with Yankee Ridge versus Meadow Lane.
You could do you guys ever do a golf match?
No, I don't golf.
Wow, geez.
That's not
Okay,
a sport.
sorry I asked. Hard no.
Now, if we want to get on the bowling alley, that's another story.
Bowling league would be fun. I could get on board
Golf,
with that.
golf's a men's game. No woman will take that amount of time away from their family.
Yeah. Or are able to.
It's a story for another day, right?
Yes.
It's growing. It's growing in the women's side.
We're just saying that women don't have we just don't have the time to take the way that men do. Because, things don't
And with that,
yeah, you can make those comments. I certainly will.
We're going to go to break. So stay with us. Well, it is Mother's Day, so you guys can, talk a little bit about that.
Oh, thank you for that permission.
You're welcome. All right. So we'll go break. We'll be back. We'll get into Molly's fitness journey. 92.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where you're seeking competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
It pays to participate in LES Peak Rewards. You can earn a $25 gift card when you enroll your qualified smart thermostat in the program. Help curb electric demand and sign up today at les.com/peak rewards.
Summertime is here. It's time to get to Brown's Shoe Fit for their May sandal sale. From now through May 31st, get $15 off all regular price sandals. Whether it's for hiking, or the lake, or just everyday sandals, Brown's has you covered. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your summer off right with the May sandal sale at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Make sure you tune in every Saturday from 11 to 12 for all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman. Learn how the game of youth football has grown in and around the capital city with coaches, athletic directors, and league commissioners telling you all about it. It's all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman every Saturday from 11 to noon right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grotto offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grotto Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essink.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2, The Fitness Fanatics, is sponsored by Modern Woodmen of America. Founded in 1883, Modern Woodmen offers financial services and member benefits to individuals and families throughout the U.S. For more information, you can call Sean Erickson at 402-483-6515. Modern Woodmen of America, touching lives, securing futures. Big shout out to them. We appreciate their support of the Fitness Fanatics. Molly, in a little bit ago, you were talking about in school, you were doing like Modern Woodmen. I was like,
essays.
is this
and
the same thing?
Speech competition.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They sponsored it. For
that's
schools.
kinda cool.
So I don't know if they still do that, but that was definitely a core memory of,
I know, that's cool.
terrifying writing your first speech and memorizing it and giving it to a bunch of people.
Well,
but
I think I remember doing that now, the Modern Woodman.
Do you?
Essays.
Yeah.
Now it's starting to ring a bell for
I'll
me.
have to talk to Sean about it.
Well, geez, Sean,
That's
he's
cool.
going to be fired up hearing all these stories about
know.
Modern Woodmen.
Yep.
It
So-
did make it easy though. You go off to college, you have to take a speech credit. And there was I was a freshman and I was like, oh, no problem.
Yeah,
I've been
I've
writing
done this.
speeches since I was 10.
Yeah.
And then we had a bunch of juniors that junior in college that were finally getting that last credit in because it was required at Kearney. And they were just terrified,
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's the big deal? Yeah.
I remember taking speech in high school.
I didn't ever take a
You didn't have to?
class speech. I
Oh,
mean, I
no,
did
we
give
did.
speeches in school, but no, I never had a speech class.
That was a requirement.
I know. I must have done
speech.
some other language class.
So we had, before we get into your feral, or you're just not ferals, but your fitness journey, we were talking about how our kids never did sports, but the one thing they did do growing up was they did children's theater.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yes.
So we were kind of the theater parents, which we always thought like, wow, this is like, teaching them to, they have to learn a script. They have to,
Public speaking.
public speaking, which like Katie in one of hers had a solo where
Mhm.
she sang the solo. She was just terrified about
It
it.
was Schoolhouse Rock.
Yep.
She's saying Interplanet Janet.
Yeah, and it was so cool. Like,
know.
so we loved going to their their shows
Performances.
and performances
Mhm.
and like Schoolhouse Rock and Hairspray and my mom would always go, and it was just really cool. So
That
that's
was.
kind of what they did growing up. And then we moved here. They never really got back.
They kind of
into
grew
it, but-
out of it
yeah.
at that point, but yeah.
But it was pretty cool. It was cool for them. So it's
We
kind of
did
teaching
that.
them stuff.
We did that too. My mom, as I mentioned, plays the piano, and so all of us have some type of musical
Mhm.
Yeah.
talent. Mine was vocal, and I went with that, all the way up through college. So
Mhm.
Right.
yeah,
That's a big public speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So
that's
cool.
that's the toughest thing for people to do is to stand up and talk in front of others. So,
Yep.
All right. Well, let's get into being a mom, being an instructor, your ferals journey. So take us back to like when you started, because it's hard for Nicole and I to believe that there was a ferals before we moved here, but there was.
yes, yeah,
People came and worked out and did their
Yep.
10 weeks before we even moved out here. So
yeah.
take us back to when you first started.
So my first 10 session my first 10-week session, I started in January 2012. In May of 2011, I met my now husband, Chris, and I had just come off running my first half marathon. And I had gotten into running. I like through my 20s, I focused mostly on just every waking hour working.
Yeah.
I'm a business owner, and that's just kind of what you do. And
Mhm.
so I didn't really do anything hardly fitness wise because it was like, well, I'm on my feet, 10 or 12 hours a day, and get up and do it all over again, 6 days a week usually. And then it was like on Sundays we did our own hair,
Mhm.
and so it was just work. And I really had felt, the repercussions of an unhealthy lifestyle. It was, you eat like you do when you're in your 20s. Nothing feels bad
Right.
that you put in your body.
Right.
So you just eat what tastes good,
Mhm.
And I had put on a a good deal of weight since, being in college. And so I just wanted to get back to that athletic side of myself. And I remembered, I was like, what's really going to do this for me? Like, well, how can I prove myself?
Mhm.
And running had always been a thorn in my side. So I decided I'd just start like a couch to 5K. And 6 months later, ta-da, in that amount of time, I met Chris and then ran my first half marathon. And that was the first race I'd ever run in that May. And then Chris was like, hey, since it's freezing cold out, I do this thing called ferals. And he was actually in
Okay.
the very first class that there had been when the ferals opened here. He was
Yep.
he was one of those guys. He was a 5 p.m.er. He worked overnights. And he said, just come and check it out. And so I did. I
In your budding relationship.
I know.
Yes. Yeah. And so I did. And I said, yeah, I think I will do that. I mean, truth be told, I did not like running the entire time I was doing it. And for
Oh,
probably
no.
a year
Neither
and a
does
half.
Jeff.
I don't either.
Yeah. For
I like
probably a year
running.
and a half, that was everything I did cardiovascular wise. And I averaged 15 to 20 miles a week,
Mhm.
for that long, and just hating it, and lifted weights and that kind of stuff, but just wasn't as toned. So I was excited to start something different. Kickboxing sounded great. I'd never done it before. And so I did my first 10-week session and loved it. And then I was also training for the next half, which my time wasn't nearly as good. But I hadn't been running
Mhm,
almost
right.
20 miles a week.
Right.
So, but ferals kept me in good enough cardiovascular shape to do that. And actually, my mom ran that with me. We ran
Mm.
that one together.
That's
She
cool.
had decided she'd never run long distances before. And during a training run, this is another toughness mom thing. She had fallen down, broken her pinky.
Again, the same one?
No, other pinky. And hit her face on her 9-mile training run.
Mm.
So she couldn't run for a couple of weeks. And then it was time to run
Yeah.
the half. And
Yeah.
she's like, well, I'm just going to try it. After that half marathon, I mean, she had taken Tylenol midway. She was running with that hand in the air. Her face hurt. After that half marathon, we found out she also had a break in her cheekbone.
Oh
So
my God.
runs it. She's a thyroid cancer survivor. She's in her early 60s. She has 2 broken bones and runs the half marathon, having only ever completed 9 miles
Right.
before that, and
Yeah. was
was novice running. And so I don't really have a lot of sympathy for when people are like, I just can't do it. I'm like,
I think we're starting to see where you get your toughness.
Yeah.
a
from.
little bit of grit. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And so I ran that with her, and I know I struggled the first 5 miles, just couldn't get warmed up. And then I started to get along better. It was a rough race for both of us, I think, for different reasons, but we got through it. And I remember I said, we're going to get to the stadium, and then you're going to think, oh, we're there. Because you get out here and you're like, there's the stadium,
Yep.
and it's forever.
You get on
Right.
Then you get
10.
to the stadium, and this is when we used to finish on the 50-yard line. I
Yeah.
said, you think we're there, and then you run all the way
Around.
over
Yeah.
to the other
Yeah.
side, and then you go in and run those last 50 yards. And so we get outside the stadium. She's like, just go on without me. And I'm like, nope, we'll walk through the line. I
Mhm.
don't care. Because she was kicking my butt for a while there until that pain set in. But
Yeah.
she's pretty scrappy. She's pretty tough. So, but that was a fun race. I continued with ferals for a year or so after that. And then, just kind of wasn't very connected for whatever reason,
Mhm.
and decided, well, I'm not married to this. I'm going to try a couple other things. Chris and I got married about a year later, and maybe a year later, and then or engaged a year later, and then we got married and started having what I like to call my litter of children, because we
Mhm.
had 6 months of wedded bliss before we were pregnant. And then I had Leo in 2015 in March, and then the twins in 2017, which was May. And then about 9 months postpartum, I was really needing an escape and to get back on the fitness wagon and get everything back under control, because it was very hectic. And here we have this email from Jeff Essink. Hey,
we're in town.
We're in town. We're new owners.
Mhm.
We see that you used to do this. And I had remembered I had wanted to do ferals. In fact, I had tried to do some shadow boxing and stuff on my own. And just knew that it worked. Like I know that the cardio's there for me. I remember being very, very toned after having run, and then done all of the strength training that we did. And so I knew as far as getting results and the efficiency of it, it's 45 minutes. Whereas I had been wandering around a gym and taking 90 minutes to 2 hours to work out. Just what am I doing?
Yeah.
And you go in, you get told what to do, you get your workout, and you get home. And I was like, Chris, I'm going to do it. And he's like, I'm a little worried about 5 a.m. because that's the only time you're going to be able to do it. And I am not a morning person. But I also knew that when that alarm went off, that was my only opportunity to have time for myself. And I did write a list and set it right on that nightstand and just, because, and, and I want to be strong. I want to have energy for the kids and for Chris. I want to feel like myself again. I need this time for my mental health and even though, I wanted to take off weight. I wanted to get my nutrition under control. The physical aspect did not make that list. And it wasn't a conscious effort to not put it on there. It was about to feel better and to be there for my family in a way that I knew I was going to have to be if I was going to continue. I needed to come out of just surviving and really start to thrive and enjoy parts of my life again and come back to being, not just mom, but to myself. So,
wasn't that cool when I found that email that you sent me?
Yeah.
Originally back in 2018, March of 2018.
I was like, hi, I've done this before.
I'm Molly Peterson.
But it's been a while. And what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, do I just come there or should I do a 10-week? He's like, do the 10-week session. So that's what I ended up doing. And Jeff and Nicole were growing the gym at that point. They had taken over both locations and they were trying to, kind of make sense like you do when you've taken over a business that's been handled by another person. And so it was a lot of fun because the classes weren't just jam-packed, but everybody knew everybody.
Right.
And you had a cheerleader the whole time. Bill Moats was in the back of that class all the time. And almost from the first week on, he could see that I was really trying to work hard and immediately fist bump after every class. Fist bump Bill is what Chris and I have always called him. Fist bump Bill said hi to me today.
Charles calls him the mayor.
Oh yeah.
Ferals.
So, and he just, hey, you're really working hard. I can tell. I got the same thing from, Curtis and, that whole crew was just so incredibly supportive because I felt like a fish out of water. I felt like I had never worked out before in my life coming off of, being basically pregnant for 2 years and breastfeeding and all of that. So it was a very important turning point for me as a mom and just as a person to try to keep all of that, to keep all those parts of myself together again. So I think that's definitely why I think my gym is the best gym on the planet for sure. And I've seen people walk in with that same like, should I be here?
Yeah.
Like, do I belong here on their face? And, they get going, a few people reach out and talk to them. And pretty soon it's like, that's just part of your day. It's, I walk in that gym in the morning and I talk to a minimum of 10 people before I get anywhere to get my shoes on and all of that.
Yeah.
And it's definitely the best way to start the day. I can't even put into words. It was getting that morning cup of coffee, especially those first years was just, I can't go on without this. I can't start the day without
And like your session when people keep driving by and looking like, what is going on?
Yeah, I know. It's just a crowd.
Looks
Maybe
like my
hey,
Uncle
turn
Chris.
your
That's
radio
weird.
on.
Yeah. Anyway, I was gonna. And I think didn't your session end like right around the twins' birthday? Like, wasn't the same weekend? Like, you came to the party and you had their first birthday party.
Yeah, my twins were born May 30th of 2017, and so we had their birthday party that Saturday, June 1st, and I did my final testing that morning, and then went to their had their birthday party, and they were a year old. So that was really kind of an incredible, like, turn the
circle.
page.
Yeah.
Like turn the page. This is where this year's going to go. Here we go. We can start now. So yeah.
And I've told you this before too, and I think people would be so surprised because I don't really have a lot of memory of you in your 10 weeks. I mean, I was probably still using GPS to get to the gym at that point. Like,
we didn't know where anything
trying
was.
to figure out where we were and which gym I was at, which day and stuff. But I do know that and I've showed you this before, and I think there would be so many people that would be surprised because when you come into Farrell's to do all your initial stuff, your weigh-in, your picture and stuff like that, we also take like a headshot. It goes in our computer system, and the picture that we have of you, which was the first time we would have met, is like not Molly. When I look at that picture,
I was
like,
not
who is
shell.
this
I felt like
person?
a shell of myself,
and it's not
like,
in because of the way you looked at all. Your demeanor was not the Molly that I know now in that picture. Like, I think so many people, because you're an instructor and you definitely have your, instructor persona. And it's not that picture. I mean, your arms are kind of crossed, like you're like trying to like shrink into yourself. Every time that picture comes up, I'm just like, that is wild. I can't believe that was Molly. Like, because you are a person that just like commands your space in every place that you go. And so it's just crazy to see that. And like I said, it had nothing to do with, like you said, it had nothing to do with the way that you looked. It was just, you could tell that it was.
I mean, I really was just, I felt like a burp rag. That's exactly what I looked like, was a burp rag, because I was like, there's nothing of me anymore. I have no substance anymore. I am just a life support for this family right now, and for my business, and that's it,
Yes.
All right. Well, let's go to break. I will go break a little early, and then we'll do another long segment. But when we come back, let's talk about balancing being a mom, business owner, and still taking time for yourself. So we'll be right back. Stay with us. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
The weekend is here, and you and the boys need a place to hang out after your day on the golf course. Lucky for you, that place exists at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln. The 19th hole at the course is great, but it doesn't have 30 TVs showing all sports with 23 beers on tap. You can enjoy all of that at Liquid Assets, as well as delicious smash burgers, wings, and much more. Don't end your hangout after the golf round ends. Get to Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grotto offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grotto Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a four-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats, including Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Email Jake at theticketfm.com for more questions or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Early bird registration goes through April 20th and overall registration goes through May 30th. Memorial Day is coming up quickly, and you know what that means. Grilling season. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? A dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning get you ready for grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble it so your grill can look and perform its best. Visit their website at huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
It pays to participate in LES Peak Rewards. You can earn a $25 gift card when you enroll your qualified smart thermostat in the program. Help curb electric demand and sign up today at les.com/peak rewards.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics, our special Mother's Day episode today. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms, grandmas out there, because you're a mom also, right? So happy Mother's Day to everybody. Just chatting with Molly, who is a mother of 3, business owner, Farrell's instructor. So this next segment, I'm going to let just kind of you and Nicole chat a little bit about, you know,
You're going to let us.
I'm going to let you.
We need a man's permission.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
I'm gonna step aside.
Yeah, sooner than later. Yeah.
I'm gonna step aside and let you guys chat just about.
Again, letting us.
Yep. I'm gonna allow you to chat about.
I don't know how you can rephrase that.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. I'm always. I'm just putting my foot in my mouth which is fine. I'm
and we
used to
know
doing
that.
Yeah,
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Nicole, take it away. You and Molly. Here we go.
Well, I always reflect on how, because you had your reasons, your because list, or as
Mm-hmm.
AD says, your why. And it's interesting how that changes, right? As you get older, as your kids get older.
Yep.
So like kind of reflect on that a little bit. Like how has that changed? As you've gone through a lot of changes during that time too.
Yeah,
So like how has that changed, and like how do you navigate that? Because I think that's what trips people up so much, is just like not kind of feeling blindsided sometimes when
the season
right
of your life
yes.
changes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I've heard of that. That's a good question. For the very first, the first couple of years at Farrell's, and as Jeff had asked me to step into an instructor role, which I was thrilled to do. It was all for me, all of it,
Mm-hmm.
because every other hour of the day was for the kids, and they didn't know about this. That the whole reason I went at 5 a.m. was so that if the kids did get up early, Chris would still be there and
Mhm.
wasn't needing to get to work. And I could get home by 6. So as that kind of shifted, it's been showing, also keeping track of it, showing the kids that this is a part of a healthy lifestyle,
Mhm.
showing the kids like we have to be mindful about what we put in our mouths. And I remember seeing the meme of like, are you hungry, or is your mouth lonely?
Mhm.
And so we
Mhm.
have that conversation a lot. And Nora will even say, she's like, I don't know what to do. My mouth is lonely. And I said, I'd be like, okay, well, let's have a glass of water, have a few strawberries,
Yeah.
something. There's nothing wrong with eating food.
Yes.
That's
Well, and
the
that's
right thing to
the
do.
part that's hard too as your kids get older, is balancing that. And I've said this many times on the show, like growing up, I always knew the parts of my mom's body that she didn't like,
Mhm.
and so it's really hard to be so aware of that as your kids get older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to try
It's
to
so important, though.
ignore or not have the negative self-talk,
Mm-hmm.
and to try to carry yourself in ways that you think would make you uncomfortable. And my whole saga with tank tops. I love that Megan Myers talked about it too.
Yeah.
But I put on the clothing that's suitable for the weather and don't think about what I'm showing the world, because if I walk out and I'm that shrink into myself person because I don't like that it's so hot I have to wear shorts that are shorter than I would like, or I want to go sleeveless or whatever, kids will pick up on that,
Mhm.
and I want my children to be proud of their strong bodies. And
Mhm.
so I am not 5'2", and I have never been petite. And I have done a lot of what I like to call radical self-acceptance.
Mhm.
And so trying to have that and try to still pursue that healthy lifestyle is really important, but also to be like, hey, it doesn't always look perfect,
Right.
So yeah, as the seasons have changed, we've liked to kind of walk the kids through different things. We'll talk about like, what are your favorite foods, and it's what everybody says: pizza, tacos,
Mhm.
this, that, the other. And I'm like, let's try to name foods that we identify as being our favorites, and not qualify taste as such the important part. Like, what's a good food to put in your tummy if you're going to go you're going to have like a busy day, or you're going to go play baseball. You're not going to eat a cheeseburger before a 2-hour practice, and they're, maybe a handful of nuts and a banana, or, and I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, that makes you feel good, and as like I mentioned earlier, when you get older, you can tell a difference. You
Oh,
don't
yeah.
want to put those things in your body because, that doesn't make it feel good anymore.
Mhm.
And I know we've been talking lately. I've been trying to do more anti-inflammatory foods
Mhm.
and noticing the differences there. And, that journey that changes with your fitness and what that dedication level is, I think it also changes with your nutrition. You food log and you eat certain things to try to make you, lose fat. and I'm not tracking the calorie and macros in the same way. Right now, I'm looking at, does it have gluten? Does it have dairy? Does it have soy? Those are things that could cause inflammation around my joints and stuff, that kind of make it difficult in order to get up and not be stiff in the morning.
Or
and those
like
things.
you're just trying to discover right now.
Yeah,
If-
exactly.
yeah.
You're just trying to
Yeah.
figure it out. Like, what are the things that make me feel the best? And is the best that I feel now, which isn't great, is that the best, or can I feel
Yeah.
even better?
Right.
And doing all of that, I think makes it really, really important to show your kids that you're always trialing and erroring, and you're not focused on like, well, yes, I love pizza, but dairy and gluten in there, it's not going to make me feel very good.
Yeah.
So what can we do to kind of satisfy a craving that still makes us feel well? And funny enough, I feel like my body's getting what it wants because it's not craving things that I'm trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah. Yep. I know that's important too, to show like your kids too, as they get older. It's really complicated, but like, I remember with the kids, our kids, when they were younger, Ben had gluten intolerance for a little bit. He's since grown out of it, but he had a gluten intolerance. So we had to cut gluten out for a couple of years in our house. And like, yeah, it was having conversations of, this is your breakfast. What are you going to have for breakfast that has protein in it? What are you going to have, and always there's ways that you can teach your children about food that doesn't have to be like toxic
or restrictive.
Restrictive. Right.
And
yes.
we've done that too. My kids are, my twins are 7, but they've been responsible for packing their own lunches when they want it, at least this entire last school year and into last school year. And the conversation has been, they'll go, Mom, I have this, this, and this. And I'm like, what are we missing?
Yeah.
More protein? Yeah. Okay. I'll get a yogurt,
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. And they do that with breakfast. They're like, oh, I just want to have cereal this morning. I said, well, your milk has protein. What else could you put to that? Fruit? Yeah. And maybe a little more something else, do you want to add anything else to that? And they kind of figure it out from there, you know?
Yep.
And I don't talk about when I'm eating maybe something different than they're eating. I don't talk about like the restriction part.
Yeah.
I say,
You're
well,
not,
this just feels better.
right. It's not like you're like, that's unhealthy.
Yeah.
And then you make them feel, that's how that starts, that like
Or
stigmatizing
what do you think
about
is
food.
a better idea? What do you think is going to sit better in your stomach? And what is a healthier option than this? Because food in and of itself is not unhealthy. It's, those factors on how much are you eating? Are you eating 2 ounces of steak? Are you eating a 16-ounce porterhouse?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's everything in moderation. And so with this is a different experimentation, because almost everything that Farrell's has taught us, if you're not having any type of food issues with irritation or anything with gluten and dairy, is everything that we eat, my family eats.
Yeah.
Like that's fine. They can eat, they're fully capable of eating cauliflower rice mixed with some brown rice,
Right.
if that's what we're doing. But with this, it's a little bit different. So I've just explained to them, I'm like, I'm trying some things that I think are bothering me. They know my joints hurt, they know these different things when they flare up. And so this is why I'm going to eat this instead of that, and it doesn't mean that what you're eating is unhealthy, but these are the choices I'm going to make right now.
Yeah.
And I think it helps them to kind of understand and not feel that they're eating unhealthily just because they're not matching what I'm having.
Yeah. We don't ever really shame our kids for what they eat. I mean, Ben eats atrociously. And
he's a teenage boy.
I know he's this 18-year-old, and we tell him like, enjoy it while you can. Like, we have healthy food in our house. He just chooses not to eat it.
Eats a lot of Culvers.
He does, because he works
well
there.
yeah
Right.
Yeah,
I know, but so he eats terribly, but I would never be like shaming him about it, because he sees it. He knows the difference between healthy, or I don't even say unhealthy, suboptimal,
right.
Nutrition. But you can't like shame people into success.
No,
So
because the definition of healthy and unhealthy has changed how many times since
yes.
I was a 10-year-old, I mean, it was don't eat any fat, fat-free diet, or keep your calories under 1500 or
Yeah.
do this or do that. And it's like, none of that is actually true.
Right.
And I know my mom has definitely like evolved through all of that too. Like,
Mhm.
oh, we're, I mean, think about the body types that there were, growing up as a child of the 80s and being a teenager into the 90s. It was like, oh, heroin chic, be as small as you possibly can.
Right. Yeah.
If your bones aren't showing, then you're not thin. If we can't see your collarbone, all those sorts of things. And now it's like, have strong muscular legs. And I'm like, sold,
Right.
please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank heavens, And I think that just keeping an open mind, accepting what your body is able to do and fueling it in a way that makes you feel at your most optimum is really what the focus should be.
Yeah.
There's not a recipe that fits everyone. We know that.
Yes. That is very true. One of the things that I like, the kind of comparison is like for different people, for some people, success is like not having the cupcake that is served in front of you. And for other people, success is enjoying that cupcake.
Yeah.
Like there's space for both.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of what your mindset is when you're looking at that cupcake. Like, if I'm looking at a cupcake and it's like a Tuesday, because we kind of splurge more on the weekends, but during the week, we pretty much have the same meals and stuff. So it's like on a Tuesday, there's a cupcake in front of me. I'm not going to reach for it necessarily, and that's like a win. That's progress. Or if we have Oreos in the house and if I just don't have one, then I'm not going to have any. So that's kind of how it goes. But then there's also times that if we go somewhere, go to a graduation party, I will have a cupcake because it's not going to make or
your
break
life
anything.
a little bit. Yeah.
So I think that part is so important to model to your family too.
Well, and
it's not bad.
Yeah.
All the time. It's not bad, but it's also maybe not what you need all the time. Just because it's there.
Well, and one of the most powerful statements that I've heard you say, Nicole, which you have so many wonderful things that you say that stay in my brain, but one of them is, if your goal here is to be the smallest version of yourself, then do these things.
Right.
But if you're trying to be the strongest version of yourself, or this version of yourself, then you need to do some things differently here. And
or it's okay for that not to be your goal.
Yes,
it's okay for your goal not to be
that's right.
the smallest version of yourself. It's okay.
It's okay for that to be happening, because maybe the smallest version of yourself doesn't feel great, or maybe it does.
Right.
It's really up to the person. So I think that's one of the, or that does not make you special,
Right.
That's always your tagline.
Yeah.
You are not special. So
Corey,
the kids at practice yesterday, but it's too hot. And I'm like, yes. And I'm sweating. I can't see. And I'm like, everyone's doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's just being a person right
normal.
now. Yeah.
It's 90 degrees outside.
Yep.
Corey Keller just commented as we were talking about the cupcakes, and he said, or a wedding and 6 cookies.
Yeah, that's right.
Jeff had a lot of cookies at Bryce and Casey's wedding.
And a lot of beers. And that's okay.
I only had 1 cookie.
We try to tell our 10-weekers conversations I have is just like, you need to, it's about finding a balance.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
To where you're feeling good about yourself, you're making progress, but we don't want our members to be that person that goes to a graduation party and is like, I can't eat that because I'm doing ferals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. We don't want that for them.
No.
We want you guys to be able, because, once the 10-week challenge is over and you're out of this competition, it's you have to find a different reason what's driving you. So we don't want everybody to be all in.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
So we want you to find a balance
at the expense of everything else in your life, because then you're not actually learning how to make it fit. But yeah, that would be like, you go on vacation, and if you're, doing our program and you're that person, like making everyone else feel bad because you're trying to eat perfectly. And that would be the worst. I would hate that for them. And I would hate that for our program. Like, that is not what we preach at all. Like, it's all about balance. It's not, every meal isn't making or breaking your results. It's the,
Well,
cumulative of weeks and weeks of meals.
Hearing
So-
that from new members where it's like, well, what are you eating? Okay, well, and they're kind of just, I'm eating a salad with a broiled chicken breast. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, listen, I'm going to stop you right there. Like that,
know.
that's
And just
okay
a
to
little
eat
bit of
if that's what you
dressing.
like, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But also try to enjoy your food. The reason that food can be difficult to monitor is you are getting a dopamine hit every time you eat.
Anything, though.
Anything,
Right.
that gives you that, but you are actually required to eat.
Yes.
You do have to
That's why
do that.
we get a
And
dopamine.
yes.
That's why we get a spike of dopamine when we eat. Otherwise,
Yes.
we wouldn't eat.
It's not one of the habits that it's like, I have to quit.
Yeah.
You
right.
can't quit eating.
I know.
But you get a dopamine hit, and that's kind of what leads to the mouth loneliness and
Yeah.
those sorts of things.
Right.
And that's what that is. So doing something like a brisk walk and all those different things they talk about, that can give you a dopamine hit too.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know,
But I mean, healthy food can too, especially if you can make healthy food, because sugar gets demonized for that a lot. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it lights up the same place in your brain as cocaine. Well, so does other food.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you enjoy it. You
Yep.
know, I enjoy healthy. There's a lot of healthy. I'm on this like kick of taco salads still. It's been freaking weeks.
Right.
And I guarantee, I
Right.
know,
Yeah.
I guarantee you, when I eat that, it lights up the same place in my brain that a chocolate bar does. Like, all foods increase your dopamine. That is the reason for it. It's so we eat for survival.
And when we were doing Whole30 and our daughter's eating her steak that she makes
Yeah.
at home, and she's just like, this is so
her steak
good.
and her
Like,
little
she just,
potato fries that she made.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's just living life at level 10,
Right.
eating, doing no sugar in there, no dairy, none of that stuff. She's just like, this is so good.
Yeah.
Because we're doing Whole30 and you're not eating anything bad, really.
Yeah.
But then once we get off of it, it's like, oh,
No, she still makes her steak and she
yeah.
still loves it.
But
It
still, and
definitely does too.
when you add that extra component of, and this is how you should be eating, it's
Yeah.
like, boom,
Yes.
another dopamine
Even
hit,
better.
you know?
That's so
Yes.
true.
I think
But that's why tracking is so important, because I
Yep.
think people just think there are a lot of things that you can eat that you think you can't.
Yeah.
Fit it into your day. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that we struggle with, is trying to break that cycle for people, that they think, okay, I'm doing this program, I'm on a diet. When I'm on a diet, this is what I eat. And it's like, that's not what we're telling you.
Look at AJ. He lost
Right.
120 pounds and he had Reese's Pieces
And Skittles.
almost
Right.
every single day.
Right.
Because he measured them out, logged them in his food
Yes.
log,
Yeah.
and fit them in as his carb, basically.
Yep.
For one of his meals.
Yes.
And he lost 125 pounds.
Yep.
And he
No.
still had Reese's Pieces. Now, he didn't have the big giant bag
Yes.
every day.
Right.
He just had a
Unlimited.
little handful, or Skittles, or he'd have 10 popsicles or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I know,
that
and I think that's
got
why,
him
like,
through.
with kids, it's so important that, we, people who do our program and just in general, like, it takes a long time to learn that. So if you
Mhm.
can teach them that now,
Yep.
it's just going to help them so much more in the future.
Well, and the importance of having that balance, because it's what we have been trying to talk about is balancing work, life, nutrition,
Yeah. Yep.
fitness, all
Right.
of those things. But you have to just have little bits of those in little bits of time. It's hard to not just go, I'm all in on this thing and this
Yeah.
is my entire identity.
Right.
It's
Mhm.
like, no, you have to shift gears, and you've cultivated all of these things for, I'm 46 for this long. I should actually know what's happening. My clientele I've cultivated, they've been with me for a long time. I've got, the best people that sit in my chair
Mhm.
all the time.
Well, thank
and
you.
yeah, you're very welcome.
She was looking at me
Um,
when she
oh.
said it, just so you
that
know.
sit in my chair all the time. I've got the workout thing down. I have something that works for me, that I love, that I have the perfect community for. I've got, the nutrition. I know what I should be eating,
Right.
We don't always follow it,
Yeah.
but we
Right.
know.
Yes.
Right.
And
That's so true.
That's one of the trickiest things we know is the nutrition,
Yeah.
And then being a mom, there's times where, like we said, the husband, they never go to the husband, they never go to the dad. And my husband will be going, I'm right here.
Yeah.
Like, leave her alone. She's in the shower, and they
Quit
don't.
knocking
or
on the
I'll-
door.
And I used to feel bad and go, can you just ask Dad? And he's like, send them in here to
Right.
me. They walked right by me, and they'll
I
ask me something like, what are we doing for my birthday this year? And I'm like, this year, the one that we just had 2 months ago for
Right.
you, can this wait till I'm out of the shower?
Yeah.
I don't know, and
true.
but it's trying to parcel those things out and not feel bad about them, not feel
Yeah.
bad about taking that work time that I give myself, which is a reasonable amount of time to work, and not feel bad that that's not family time.
Right.
Taking family time away from work, taking personal time to go to the gym, taking the time to, pack lunches and meals, taking time away from all of that to go coach, because I love the athletics. My kids love it. And I love to go. It's my favorite thing to do. It was hot yesterday. We had practice for 2 hours. I have a hard time stopping baseball practice after 2 hours. I'd prefer we just play all afternoon, you know?
Yeah.
But there's just not enough time. You can't throw everything, 100% of everything into all of those things.
Yeah.
You can take the little bit of time and give it 100% while you're there, and then shift gears. And I think that's one of the hardest things about being a mom is you have to kind of self-police.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, that is hard.
All right. Well, we're
Okay.
going to take our last break. We'll
Yep.
come back and finish up our Mother's Day episode. Stay with us. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
Are you buying a home? Westgate Bank understands that you need to make important decisions during your home buying journey. Our local lenders in Lincoln and Omaha make themselves available so you can get the information you need to know. Use our mobile mortgage app to manage your transaction from pre-qualification to closing, no matter where you are. Get the service and convenience you want from a local community bank where our interest is you. Learn more and visit us online at westgate.bank. Westgate Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
In today's digital world, technology works great until it doesn't. At Hamilton, we work to keep your business up and running. We are more than an IT company. We're your partner, focused on customized solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Say goodbye to tech stress and unexpected IT costs when you hire Hamilton. Together, we help you focus on what really matters. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere air seeder during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order Program. Take your seeding performance to the next level with John Deere's advanced air seeding technology. Achieve precise seed and fertilizer placement, optimize emergence, and cover more acres with less downtime. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order Program. Contact your Landmark Implement for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Last segment here on our Mother's Day show. We appreciate all the listeners. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there listening. Make sure, if you're not a mom, you call your mom or you text your mom or you do something to try to reach out to your mom today. All right, well, let's finish up here, Molly. Any parting words of wisdom, or we were kind of finished about you were really getting into balancing with being a mom and all that stuff. So we just kind of keep that going for the next couple minutes. And
I mean, like I said, my 20s was really all about work, and then I felt like my 30s was more, getting more into self-care, in fitness and nutrition and catching up on that a little bit more. And then late 30s to now has just been all about the kids. And also as they've grown out of the real neediness era of, infanthood, toddlerhood, that kind of thing, balancing that back out. I mean, they've been a part of, you've met my kids how many times because they've come to the gym where I've been like, I need to get this workout in, and they tear around in there. We had a birthday party there. I mean, they have been a part of that for a long time. And even when we drive over to the old Pio location, if we're over there for something, isn't this where the old gym was? And I'm like, yeah, this is right where it was. We drive by the new place, that's not even that new. How long is Meadow Lane?
Almost 3 years. 2023 or 2020.
When I was doing it, you guys were just starting to
get that one open.
Yeah, I don't know if you were moving the mirrors in there. It wasn't entirely done yet.
I think it's 2024. So we're going on
Not
3
2020.
years.
This is 2025 right now.
So 2023.
Okay.
It's 2023.
Crazy math.
No,
3 years now.
Anyway.
It'll be 3 years at the end of the year. So 2.5 years we've been in
3 years, 23. That's 18 months ago. Okay.
Oh geez.
They've been all a part of that. You guys have, obviously are in my chair. You're at the gym, where we're just trying to kind of have all the parts get along. I know when I had obtained my personal training certification, it wasn't necessarily for anything other than like adding another layer to me.
Yeah.
And kind of taking on more of that persona of, well, if I'm going to instruct at the gym, for myself, I really want to know more about all the mechanics of what I'm doing here. So if I'm giving advice, it's not just regurgitating something I think I know, but
Right.
actually knowing what we're trying to achieve here. So I think that's really it, is making sure that the things that you are doing are also serving yourself in some way.
Yeah.
And to understand that that's good, and not just okay, but it's good to be that way, and it's not selfishness.
No,
It's-
because the kids are going to grow up. Like I know. Katie's going to move out in 2 weeks. I'm devastated. And
Katie's moving out. Ben's graduating.
no, I'm devastated and happy at the same time. But yes, you have to keep, grip on yourself, because it's going to come back to just you at some point too.
And then you enjoy
know who
all
you are.
parts of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for tuning in. We will not be here next weekend, but Kelly and Chris
We
will
will
be
have a
here.
show.
Yes, we will have a show. So they'll be in to host for us. We'll be back here in a couple weeks. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.